You're listening to The Bruce Montalvo Show, right here on LA Talk Radio.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to The Bruce Montalvo Show, broadcasting live from the beautiful Los Angeles, California, on LA Talk Radio. We also air on AM 1050, KCAA, NBC News Radio. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I had a guest lined up for today. He was Richard Gage, architect from 9/11 Truth Architects and Engineers. Unfortunately, we're trying to get him on the line. He's not answering our calls, but ladies and gentlemen, I still plan on bringing you a stellar broadcast today. Now, first, I would like to thank my good friends over at espymall.com. For all your home surveillance needs, be sure to go to espymall.com. And also, I would like to thank our friends at puriscolloids.com, bringing you the finest in high-quality nanoparticle metal colloids. Be sure to visit puriscolloids.com. Now, I'm going to try to contact Richard. He's scheduled for a 30-minute interview today. But first, let me give you a little bit about his background. He is a San Francisco Bay Area architect and a member of AIA, American Institute of Architects. He is a founding member of Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth, and he has been an architect for over 24 years and has worked on most types of buildings, construction, including numerous fireproof and steel-framed buildings. Now, let's see if we could get him on the line now. Let's give him a call.
Richard can't come to the phone right now.
Well, we're still having some difficulty getting him on the air. But again, I was going to ask him about a report. Now, I reported a long time ago on NIST. Now, for those of you who don't know, that is the National Institute for Standards and Technology. And the fact that they have edited videos, and you could, from the terrible, tragic attacks of 2001, they edited videos where you could clearly hear explosions taking place the day of 9/11. Now, NIST, they were in charge of determining the cause for the building's collapse. Now, the government says it was thermal expansion. Now, again, for this to have taken place, I've worked with an acetylene torch before. If you put enough heat on something, it will bend. But there are so many theories out there that are flying around. Let's try to get him on the air again. Let's see if he'll answer. Let's see. Here we go.
Richard can't come to the phone right now. Please leave a message.
Well, I can't say it doesn't surprise me. I actually spoke with a good friend of mine yesterday, and I was working on a couple of questions to ask Mr. Gage. I recently became familiarized with Dr. Judy Wood, who wrote a book, Where Did the Towers Go? Now, again, these were the questions that I had planned, that I had in mind to ask him. I was going to ask him, how long did it take for the 110-story towers to collapse? And the answer is, of course, 10 seconds. Now, again, it takes about 8.79 or 9.22 seconds for a billiard ball to fall in a vacuum, ladies and gentlemen. That's with no air resistance. Now, I also wanted to ask him about the bathtub. Now, many people don't know that the World Trade Center towers were built under a concrete tub, which held back the Hudson River. It held it back. And if thermite would have been used, which is what the 9/11 Architects for Truth advocate, there surely would have been some type of rupture underneath the towers. Now, my third question would have been seismic readings. Where are the seismic readings? Tons of debris from those buildings should have amounted to less than the demolition. They amounted to less than the demolition of the Seattle Kingdom back in March 26, 2000. Another question that we had planned on asking was, why did about 1,400 cars spontaneously combust? Another question, why did a dust cloud stop at the building lines before the Hudson River? Another question we had planned was, many people don't know that Hurricane Aaron was off the coast of NYC on 9/11. Why was that? Why was it that it wasn't reported? Now, the mainstream media reported bright and sunny days that day, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of rain here, a little bit of rain there, but no reports of a Category 3 hurricane that was heading straight for New York City. Why was it that thunder and rain were reported at LaGuardia? JFK and New York reported this on the day of 9/11. Another question that I wanted to ask him, since he doesn't want to take part in this interview for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. Now, another question I wanted to ask him was the thermetic material. Okay, I had planned on asking the presence of iron oxide and aluminum oxide. Now, I'm no scientist, but did the 9/11 architects of 9/11 Truth submit their evidence of nanothermite to the federal court system? I mean, along from wanting to investigate NIST, which is actually most definitely involved in a cover-up, why haven't the architects and engineers for 9/11 Truth taken their nanothermite evidence to a federal court system? Now, I didn't want to have to blindside him. I wanted to ask him, some serious questions, but he's not answering the phone. What does that tell you, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. Another thing, cold fusion. Could tritium be a byproduct of cold fusion? This was another question that I had planned on asking him. And again, thanks to my source. Okay, and he will be a guest on the 30th of December, and that is soon to be announced, ladies and gentlemen, but they told me the cold fusion. Could tritium be a byproduct of cold fusion? Now, for those of you who don't know what cold fusion is, it's a type of nuclear reaction that would occur at or near room temperature. Now, tritium is known as hydrogen. It's a radioactive isotope, or hydrogen. Now, probably one of the last questions that I had planned was, why was it that on that tragic day, why was it that about 400 people decided to jump from the buildings with their clothes taken off, ladies and gentlemen? Some even taking their pants and shirts off from the building. Now, from looking at the research and listening to Dr. Judy Wood's presentation, it's clear that those people...
Re-record your message. Press 1. Discard your message. Press 2.
Okay.
Start your message or...
It's clear that those people would have encountered some type of energy field, some type of heat, some type of intense pain to just jump off. It's not human nature to take yourself out in such a tragic manner. Now, I'm new to this information. I wouldn't be speaking about this information if I wouldn't have heard it from former Governor of Minnesota, Jesse Ventura, who, as many of you may know, hosts a very popular show, Conspiracy Theory, on True TV. Now, he recently talked to syndicated radio show host out in Texas, and basically telling him that he believes that there was some type of weapon that could have been used on 9/11. Some type of weapon that almost, he referred to it as a microwave, some type of electromagnetism. And really, the fact that this hurricane wasn't reported by the news just really makes all this even more bizarre. Now, I also intended on asking him Richard Gage. Fortunately, he decided to blow us off. He knew that I was calling. We had this scheduled, but it doesn't surprise me that the powers that be may have told him, hey, don't go on his show, right? Well, that's okay. But I did want to ask him about the foreknowledge. Now, many people don't know that proud patriots such as Lieutenant Colonel Anthony Schaefer of Special Operations Command Able Danger and Gary Bernstein, a key CIA commander who fought against the Taliban for over 20 years. He received an Intelligence Star, a Distinguished Intelligence Medal. Many people don't know that they brought this knowledge to the government's attention prior to 9/11. I mean, it was all there. They did not act, ladies and gentlemen. And it's truly sad to know that this is going on in our republic. And it's up to us, the people, the American citizenry, to stand up for what is right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and try to call Richard Gage again and see if he will answer our questions here at the Bruce Montalvo Show.
We're sorry, but we can't automatically find the voicemail box for this number.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is there's not much I can do. I gotta obviously reschedule another broadcast.